Hello, hello. Welcome to La Silla Observatory virtual tour. My name is Hernan Julio, and today I'm with Farid Char, who is our producer, and together we are going to take you around the La Silla Observatory here in Chile. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy this tour. Please, Farid, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. How are you? Yes, my name is Farid Char. I am one of the tourist guides of Paraná Observatory for more than 10 years, but I have been working in astronomy outreach and education for several years. And today I will be the producer for this virtual tour of La Silla Observatory. So if you have any questions or comments, please you can use the comments section in Facebook or YouTube, and I will collect your questions so we can answer to all of them during this virtual experience. So thank you for your attendance. So please,
Yes,
Hernan, you can go ahead.
thank you, Farid. Well, yes, to all our viewers, we please we encourage you to talk to us in the comments in the chat of Facebook or YouTube chat. Ask any question. We're here to answer your question and to lead you in this great and very interesting tour that we have for you today. Well, let's start. Let's start first letting our people know what is ESO. ESO is the European Southern Observatory. I think Farid will show us what ESO is, and you can see in your screen that ESO is an international organization um, that we have over 16 states. Okay, most of them are in the European region, European continent, and also we have a strategic partner, which is Australia. And of course, we have the host country, which is in South America, Chile. We're uh, broadcasting this broadcasting in from Chile, and in Chile is where the organization has the most important telescope in the world. Well, this organization was created 64 years ago, actually 65 years ago, in 1962 in Europe, with only 5 countries. Today, as you see, we are 16 countries, and this institution is growing and growing. The ESO is an international organization, an astronomical organization, and our main goal is to uh, have telescopes around the world, especially in Chile, and we are designing telescope. We con- we built a telescope, and we also maintain the telescope. Actually, in Chile right now, we have been maintaining several observatories. In the next screen, you will see how many telescopes we have in Chile. Here we are. You can see the country, the map of our country, Chile. This is skinny and long country in South America. Right now, we are in the observatories are in two main regions. In the Antofagasta region, which is the um, upper low section that is highlighted in the map, and also in the Coquimbo region, which is the second highlight section of the map in the bottom. The first observatory that ESO has built in Chile was La Silla Observatory. It was inaugurated in 1969, long time ago. And this observatory is the one of the most important observatory in the world right now, and is in the Coquimbo region, very near to La Serena city, which is about 500 kilometers north from Santiago. So if you want to visit us, you want to visit La Silla, you can do it every Saturday. We have open doors for visitors at 10 o'clock in the morning and 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You just have to take a plane from Santiago to La Serena. It's about 1 hour fly, or drive up to the north from Santiago about 5 hours. You will be in La Serena. Um, our observatory is at 1 hour and 30 minutes north from La Serena. driving by the Panamericana or the highway to the north of from to the north of La Serena. That was La Silla is the telescope or the observatory that we are going to visit today. But anyways, we also have built other telescope in the 90s. You can see to your left, Paranal Observatory, home of the VLT and the VLTI, the Very Large Telescope, and the Very Large Telescope Interferometric, one of the most advanced telescope in the world right now. We also have a guide visit every Saturday in Paranal at 8 o'clock in the morning and 2 p.m. in the afternoon. If you come to Chile, you can fly from Santiago to Antofagasta in the Antofagasta region to the Antofagasta city, which is about 2 hours flying from Santiago to the north of Chile. Driving is a little more, it's about 16 hours, so I recommend to take a flight to go to Antofagasta. From Antofagasta, Paranal Observatory is about 1.5 hours south from Antofagasta. If you want to visit us and you're planning to visit Chile, please go to our webpage, ESO.org. And in that webpage, you will be able to book your visit every Saturday in La Silla Observatory or Paranal Observatory. But in Paranal, in the Paranal Observatory, we also have the VST and the Vista Observatory, the telescopes. These are survey telescopes that are in the same place where the VLT is. Besides that, we also have Armazones. Armazones Mountain is the home of the ELT, the extremely large telescope, which is a 39.3-meter telescope, which is being built right now in front of Paranal. Paranal is one mountain, and the next mountain is the Armazones, where we're building now the biggest eye to the sky in right now. We're about 70% of the telescope is ready, and we hope to have it ready before the end of this decade. Besides that, also ESO, the European Southern Observatory, is part of ALMA, the Atacama Large Millimetric Array. ALMA is another organization where ESO is one of the partner, together with the American organization in astronomy, and also on other countries like Japan, Canada, etc. ALMA is the biggest radio telescope in the world, and it's about 5,050 meters above the sea level in the Chilean altiplanics. Right there in the Chilean altiplanic, also ESO has APEX, the Atacama Pathfinder Experiment. It's one radio antenna, which is also about 5,000 meters above the sea. So all these are the telescopes that we have in Chile right now. We are operating in Chile, and telescope where we are part as ESO, as partner in this telescope. Well, we want to say hello to people from Denmark. Snowy from Denmark. He's saying hello to us. Hi. And also we have a Sway Graven from Amsterdam. Well, very nice to have you with us today. So if you have any comments or you have any greetings or question, please post it in the chat, in the Facebook chat or in the YouTube chat. So thank you very much for being with us. Next, our next slide, we're gonna start to show. We're gonna fly from Europe to South America. You can see the video. You can see the countries that are part of the ESO European Southern Observatory in Europe. And we are going to fly over the ocean in order to get to South America. It's a long way, about 14 hours flying from Europe to Chile, but it won't take that long to us today. We just will take a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds to go down to South America. In the 60s, the countries, the European countries, the ESO European countries, start to looking for a place where to build big telescope in the southern hemisphere. They look for these places in very dry places like Australia, also Africa, South Africa, and also South America. And in South America, they found, guess what? They found the Atacama Desert. The Atacama Desert is the driest desert in the world. And that's the reason why ESO had decided to design and build this telescope and maintain this telescope in the Atacama Desert. Here we are, right in Chile. We just crossed the Andes Mountains and we will land at the La Silla Observatory. Here you are in the Andes Mountains where La Silla Observatory is. Now we will go down to take a look to the observatory. Here we are flying over the telescopes. This is the domes that we have in the observatory. We have about 14 domes. Not all of them are working right now. Some of them are closed, but we're still having a very important telescope and also some special telescope like the EFTRA, the small ones, which are robotic telescope. However, today we're going to visit the two most important telescope in La Silla, and the biggest one, which is the NTT, the New Technology Telescopes, which is the prototype telescope for the new technology telescope around the world, especially in Paraná and the ELT. And of course, we have to visit also the 3.6, that big telescope in the highest part of the mountain, La Silla Mountain, the 3.6-meter ESO telescope. We will ask Farid to go down in our 360 degrees tour in order to show you the place where we are. We're looking now we're going to look to the west. From this point, by the way, 2019, we have this point about 1,000 people in La Silla Observatory for to see the eclipse, the July 2nd, 2019 total eclipse in Chile. Was amazing. It was a great eclipse, and for the first time in La Silla we have 1,000 people, and with this gorgeous scene that you can take a look at it. Maybe we can go around and show them the mountains at the sunset. You can see the Andes Mountains right there. La Silla Observatory is about 2,400 meters above the sea. And now we are looking to the east, to the mountains, to the Andes Mountains. Those mountains are about 5,000, even almost 6,000 meters above the sea level. And you can see that the scene and the view is amazing and it's a gorgeous view. Well, let's go inside of the 3.6 telescope, which is one of the most biggest and important telescope in La Silla Observatory. We'll go right away inside of the telescope, so you will be able to get the chance to see how big the telescope is. This is a classical telescope. You can see it's a cultural mount. The blue part of the telescope is the mount. The light blue part of the telescope is the telescope itself, which contains the mirrors, the main mirror and the secondary mirror. But first of all, let's take a look at the dome. You will be able to see the dome, how big, how huge is the dome. Right there, we can see the window that we open in the night in order to let the light of the star to go inside of the telescope. Okay, this dome is about 25 meters from the telescope platform to the top, and its weight about 350 tons. Okay, it's a classical observatory, it's a classical dome, it's a classical telescope from the 70s. This telescope was inaugurated in 1977. It's a classical telescope, but it's still working perfectly, given making the best science that a telescope can make. And Well, let's see how this telescope work. Well, first of all, as I told you, we need to open a window in the night to let the light to go inside, and that light will go to the main mirror. The main mirror, maybe we can go close to the main mirror, please. There, the light will go down. The main mirror is underneath that black. There we go. That's the main mirror is under that black shield that is over there. The mirror is under that black shield is the mirror. The mirror is 3.6 meter in diameter. It's like a donut. It has a hole in the middle, okay, and it's curved, okay. So the light will go to the main mirror and will be reflected to the secondary mirror. Up that black tube in the upper part of the telescope is the second. Is inside of that tube is the secondary mirror, and the secondary mirror will be also the secondary mirror is convex. So the light will go to the main mirror, the 3.6 meter mirror will be reflected and will go to the secondary mirror, and for the secondary mirror will go down to the down and will go through the hole that is in the middle of the mirror to the instrument. Okay, and the instrument is in that case that you can see underneath the mirror. Maybe we can show the case where the instrument used to be. We say used to be because today we have a special instrument. It's called HARPS. HARP is a spectrograph who is a extrasolar planet hunter. Okay, it's a hunter of extrasolar planet that are around other stars. Okay, and an extrasolar planets instrument is the instrument that can find planets around other stars. It's a very famous and very successful extrasolar planet finder. And today, that extrasolar planet finder instrument is like a camera, it's a big camera, is in the third floor of this building. So, in that case, underneath the mirror, what we have are the a fiber optic who take the information take the light from the telescope to the instrument, and from the instrument the information go to the control room, and in the control room, guess who is there? The astronomer. Every night the astronomers are in the control room receiving the information and controlling the telescope. We will talk a little bit more about it, about the control room later on. Uh, Maybe we can have the chance to show the man that is over there. I think it's in the picture. We have a man, so you can see the yeah. Where we go, there you go. That's the man. It's an engineer, and you can see how high is the telescope. Okay, how huge is the telescope? All right, we were talking about how HARP works. I think we have a video where we can show you how HARPs can detect planets around other stars. Maybe we can show that video. There we go. Here we have the video. The video is showing us the central star with a planet around. The planet is moving around the star, and what the planet does is to pull the star. Why? Because the planet has gravity, and the gravity will pull the star, and that situation will make that the star bubbles a little bit. Okay, we can see that in the Doppler effect, that lines of colors that you have underneath in the bottom part of the video, you can see blue to your left, red to your right. That means that the star is going a little bit to the blue and to the red. And if we see that, we know that the star is bubble a little bit, is moving a little bit far away from us and close to us. And then we cannot see the planet, okay, but we can see how the star move close to us or far away from us, and that tell us if there is a planet around the star or not. And that's the way that we have found thousands of planets around other stars. with this instrument, with this telescope, and with other telescope around the world. Okay, let's see if we can continue with our. Let's see. Let's show a little bit around the telescope, please. We would like to show the how is the telescope, how big and gross and huge is the telescope. Um, One more thing that we have to say about the telescope is about the mount. The mount, okay, it's in a special mount. It's in a classical mount also. This mount is a cultural mount, okay, who has two axes. One axis is parallel to the equator. That means that in this case, the observatory is at 29.9 degrees south from the equator. So that blue mount that you see there is also in that declination, 29.9 degrees south of the equator. And the other axis is pointing to the southern celestial pole, okay, which is the point where all the star rotates. We will show you that a little bit later also when we will take a look to the sky. I don't know if there is any question or if there is um, comment from our viewer, Farid.
Uh, yes, Hernan, we have so far just one question from Snowy. He's asking if we are connected to the James Webb Space Telescope.
All right. No,
Uh,
no, we are not. We're different observatories. We are not connected to that telescope, and we are not connected to any telescopes, not even other telescope in ESO. Interferometry, we only make an interferometry in Paranal. Paranal is 8.2 meter uh, diameter mirror telescopes, and those four they can connect themselves between the four of them, and we call that interferometry. But we are not connected to the James Webb telescope, the space telescope. So thank you very much for your question, Snowy. And I don't know if you want to add anything else, Farid, before we continue to the next telescope.
well, maybe we can tell a little bit about what happens regarding the mirrors here. I mean, how can you clean the mirrors in La Silla? Maybe it's important to understand better how the mirrors can be kept in optimal conditions.
Yes, yes, of course. Well, first of all, to say that we use mirrors and no lenses. Okay, for people that are not related to astronomy, we use mirror and no lens. Mirror means mirror. It's the same the mirror that you use in your house, but this mirrors in this case is 3.6 meter in diameter. It's a huge mirror and has a hole in the middle and has a surface. Okay, it's like a skin, like a skin of aluminium. Okay, and the aluminium is the one who reflect the light. Okay, the light go to the mirror, is reflected by the aluminium in 99%. Without the aluminium, the mirror will reflect only 75% of the light. So that helped us a lot to reflect the light and to send the light to the instrument. So we reflect the light with the aluminium, but the aluminium, we have to change the aluminium every 2 years in La Silla case. To do that, we have to take the mirror out from where it is, and you can see down in the ground there is a black spot in the ground. We open that black spot and we take the mirror down to the first floor in the same building where the telescope is, and we have the relumination area. The relumination area is where we take out the old aluminum with special chemicals. We put the mirror inside of the vacuum, okay, where we have little balls of aluminum. We electrify those balls, and that ball and that aluminum become smoke, and the smoke will go down very softly of the mirror, creating a new film of aluminum. And then when it's ready, we take back the mirror to its place in the telescope. That operation will take about 10 days, and it's the most dangerous operation that we make in in La Silla Observatory. Okay, we also clean the mirrors, okay, without taking out the mirror from its plates, But what we do is to take the mirror and we use carbonic snow. We spray carbonic snow over the mirror. We tilt the mirror. We spray carbonic snow in the mirror, and by gravity, this snow will go down and will clean the mirror. Will wash the mirror. That's the way that we clean and we maintain our mirrors in the Silla Observatory. I hope that explanation was good enough, and we will continue then with another telescope.
Yeah, sure.
Farid, our next place is going to be uh, a very important telescope. It's a new technology telescope. Um, we call it new technology telescope because it's a new technology telescope. What I mean is this is a very different telescope from what we just see. This new technology telescope is from the 90s. Okay. First of all, we can see that the whole building is different because we after we learn from the old architecture, the old domes, okay, we find out that the best way to build telescope is the way that you are seeing right now, where we create a dome, okay, that we can open as much as possible in order to let the wind in the night to go through the wind, through the the building, so we equalize the temperature. Let's explain something before this. We have as astronomer, the astronomer they need the best sky in the world, of course. And Chile, we have the best sky in the world. Why? Because it's the driest sky in the world. Why is that? Because we are in the driest desert in the world. Okay, that means that the atmosphere in the desert is very dry. That means that the light that we are waiting, because what we do is to put our mirrors, our telescope, waiting for the light to come and be reflected in the mirror. Okay, so that light sometimes is traveling for thousands of years through the empty space, and when the light touch our atmosphere, we have to go through the atmosphere, and the atmosphere will produce a turbulence will produce the turbulence of the atmosphere will produce some distortion in the light. Okay, that distortion, okay, is a problem for us. That's why we're looking for atmosphere that do not have any distortion. That means that has not any water, okay, in the atmosphere, or at least the driest atmosphere possible. And the driest atmosphere possible in the world is the Atacama Desert atmosphere. So when we get the light is with almost no distortion. Okay, so but when we have a dome, we close. We have to during the day to protect the telescope. We have to close the dome. Okay, and inside of the dome we have heat, warmness. And in the night, if we open the dome, that warmth will go outside and will produce turbulence around the dome. Okay, so to avoid that, what we do is we cool down the dome during the day. We close the dome during the day, and during the day, we will cool down the, the dome in order. The reason is that when we open in the night the dome, that we won't have any warmth to going out and we will not produce any distortion in the atmosphere. That's why we, the designers, the architects, they decide to build the telescope as the one that you're seeing. In the night, we open almost in half the telescope and we let the wind go through the telescope in order to have the same temperature inside and outside in order to not produce any turbulence around the dome, so we don't have any distortion in the light that we are receiving. Beside that, beside the type of architecture of the dome, also the telescope has new technology in his mirror. Maybe we can go closer to the mirror, Farid, in order to show our viewers that this mirror is very special. It's a mirror where we will see a mirror actually. There we go. We are seeing the mirror. The mirror in this case is 3.58 meter in diameter and has active optic. Active optic means that the mirror has actuators that push the mirror is 3.58 meter in diameter, very thin. You can see that the mirror in this case is only 28 centimeters. In the other case, in the 3.6 meter telescope that we just visit, that mirror has 50 centimeter width. That means that's is bigger than the one that we are looking at right now. So this mirror, which we call active mirror, is very thin. So when we move it in the night, the mirror uh, will is flexible. So the surface of the mirror will change a little bit, nanomillimeters. Okay, the shape of that mirror when you observe in the night. Now the mirror is in a parking place. So when we move the mirror will be inclined and decline, and then the mirror could lose some of the surface, the curve of the surface. As I told you, as nanomillimeters. So we have this actuator which push up the mirror in order to correct the surface of the mirror, and then we will have a mirror 100% perfect all the time. Okay, that is called active optic, and it's also a technology that ESO has created in the 90s for the new technology telescope that now is applied in all new technology telescope around the world, especially, of course, in Paranal and now in the ELT, the extremely large telescope. Also, the mirror has the surface, aluminum surface. You can see the surface of the mirror right there. You can see that the mirror is reflecting a little light of the outside light, and that is the surface that we change every 2 years in La Silla Observatory. In this case, the light will go to the main mirror and we will reflect it to the secondary mirror. Maybe we can show them the secondary mirror right away, please, Farid. The secondary mirror, as the same in the 3.6 meter telescope, is up there in that black tube, inside of the black tube. From that mirror, from the secondary mirror, the light goes down, goes back down to, in this case, another difference with the 3.6 is that we will have a third mirror between the main mirror or the first mirror and the secondary mirror. We have a third mirror. The third mirror will receive the light from the secondary mirror. That third mirror is a flat mirror in 45 degrees and will send the light to the right or to the left. What is at the left or the right side? There we have the instrument. Remember that in the 3.6 we have HARPS, the extrasolar planet finder. Well, in this case we have another two different instruments. Yeah? These instruments are very special also. What is an instrument in astronomy? In astronomy, an instrument is a camera, a digital camera. Actually, the only difference between the digital camera that astronomers use and the digital camera that you use every day is the price, and the and the and also the how big it is, are bigger. And in this case, the instrument are in the right or left sides, and over there are the cameras. The camera are these digital cameras, but not only work in visible light. Also, the cameras can detect infrared or near ultraviolet. So, for example, an astronomer can be observing during one night one object in visible light, but also he can change and observe the same object in another light. For example, ultraviolet or infrared. Infrared, for example, is the heat of the object, is the warmness of the object. So, for example, there is object, celestial object like cloud of gas and dust that do not emit light, but they do emit heat. So we can detect them using this special instrument called infrared instrument. Okay, so that's also new technology in the telescope, and you can see also that the telescope and the building is smaller than the 3.6 meter telescope. even that this mirror is only 2 centimeters smaller than the one in the 3.6-meter telescope. That's why, because we're using this new technology telescope, the whole building, what we do, we move the whole building at the same time. This is very special and new technology telescope. The astronomer in the night will point to the star, and then for to follow the star, remember that the stars are moving in the night. Well, not the star, but we are moving. Our planet is moving. What we do is to follow the star, the movement of the star, rotating the whole building in 360 degrees. So that's also new technology telescope. Okay, I don't know if there is any question. If you have question, please. We are pleased to answer. We say hello to Jose Maria. Greetings, La Silla team. Greetings to you, Jose Maria. Nice to have you with us. And I think now we can go to see where the astronomer work. I think we have we have ready a video where it's showing us the control room. Here we are. Here are the very busy astronomer looking, working at night. At the right side, you have the 3.6-meter telescope control room, and also at the left, we have the NTT telescope um, control room. Okay, in the night we will have usually two-person working in one control room. One will be the astronomer who is making sure that the, the information, the data, scientific data that he's receiving is the right one. And of course, we have the telescope instrument operator. Okay, the telescope instrument operator is the one who controls the telescope, is the one who flies the telescope to very different part of the universe. Okay, and he's the one who fly the telescope to any object in the universe, and also make sure that he's pointing to the place what he wants to go. And the astronomer is the co-pilot who is making sure that the information, the scientific data that he's getting is the right one. Okay, that's why you can see in this case at the left side, the people with colors, with the color shirt are the astronomers, and the one with the black color is the telescope instrument operator. Okay, at night you can see in the background of the video, you can see that the curtains are closed because no light can go outside. Okay, in the observatory, we have light pollution care in the way that we keep all our doors and all windows in the night closed so no light can go out. And we are today encourage Chile and the Chilean government and the Chilean companies and the international companies that are coming to Chile to not produce light pollution in the Atacama Desert, which is one of the pristine and most dark place in the world. So we encourage you to take care of this heritage, humankind heritage, which is the dark skies, the Chilean dark sky, which is not for only for Chileans, but for the whole humanity. Well, we want to say also hello to George Suir. Greetings from Mexico. Muy bien, bienvenido George Suir from Mexico. Thank you for to be with us. Okay, I think we have a very special section now. Something that I want to remind you that you can come to Chile and visit us every Saturday. We have a guide visit to La Silla and Paranal every Saturday at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, Saturdays only, and 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The problem with this visit is that we have to let you go at 5 p.m. because no visitors can be in the night in the observatory. But because we're using technology today and we are in a virtual tour, I will give you a virtual tour to the southern sky, night sky at La Silla Observatory. Well, first of all, you can see how gorgeous is the sky at night. Let me show you Some constellation that maybe you know. Okay, here we have northern constellation. We will see some northern constellation first. One that maybe you know is Orion. We can see, maybe we can make a zoom to Orion. There we go. We are looking to the Orion constellation. People that know some astronomy will know that these three stars that are right there are the Orion belt. Orion used to be a hunter, okay, a mythological Greek hunter, and this is the whole constellation is the body and the legs, and also the the head of the hunter. And very special and very important one is the sword of the hunter, which is the Orion Nebula. Okay, that you can see it even with binoculars. Sometimes you have a very dark and very clear sky. You can see this Orion Nebula. The Orion Nebula is a cloud of gas and dust where are burning thousands of the stars. It's a nursery, okay, in the sky. But also, Orion is not alone. Orion always with his dog, okay, which is the Big Dipper, excuse me, the Big Dog constellation. Right there, we're seeing the Sirius star, and that's the constellation, the Big Dog constellation. Sirius actually is the, sometimes some people say that it's the eye or the nose of the dog. We can see it there, okay, because it's part of the mythologic, the Greek mythology, where this hunter is hunting uh, with the help of his dog. But that's the northern constellation that you may know. We will show you. We want to show you the southern sky. We will go a little southern now. For those that are in the northern hemisphere, you are not able to see this sky. We need to go a little to the left. There we go. And now we're looking to the southern sky. This, as I told you, this sky, you are not able to see it if you are 20 degrees above the equator. Okay. So if you are in North America or Europe, you won't be able to see these two big clouds that you are looking right there. Well, they are not actually clouds. I will tell you the truth. They are galaxies. There are two galaxies that are rotating, satellite rotating around our own galaxy. They are the Magallanes cloud. Okay, the only galaxy that you can see naked eye. Okay, so in that case, um, what we are seeing is something that Magallanes discovered. Magallanes, 500 years ago, about 500 years ago, he was sailing in the southern oceans, southern seas, and he started to look to the sky and he saw these clouds and he thought that were atmospheric clouds. Today we know that these are galaxies. And but he used these galaxies, he used these clouds in order to find the south, because in the southern hemisphere we do not have a northern polar star. Actually, we don't have any star right in the southern celestial pole to show us the south, as the northern polar star shows the north in the northern hemisphere. So what Magallanes did, he used these two clouds in order to find the southern celestial pole, or the south, the geographical south. First, he made a triangle with the two Magallanes cloud. We will show you, if you make a triangle with the two Magallanes cloud, the 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 angle where there is no cloud, there is the southern celestial pole. So if you found that point, if you are in the south and you find that point, you are able to follow that point, and you will be walking or driving or flying or navigating to the south. Okay. In this case, as you see, we are in La Silla Observatory, and we are looking to the south. And also, we have another very important constellation, which is the Southern Cross, okay, who also can help us to find out the southern celestial pole. There is the Southern Cross, and you also can find the south in this way. You have to take the longest stick of the cross and make it longer 3.5 times. Okay, so if you do that, you will be also in the same point, let's say 1, 2, 3.5, and you will be right in the same point of the angle with the Magallanes cloud. That means that we are in the correct point, in the correct southern celestial pole. And if you, from that point, make a line to the ground, you will have geological, the real southern, and you can follow that point. But anyways, we do not have. We are looking to the southern sky, and as you know, in Latin America, and especially in South America, we have people 2,000 years ago, we have inhabitants, our ancestors, who live in the Andes Mountains, and they have the chance to look to this sky with no pollution at all. And what they saw and they made their own constellation. The light of the Milky Way, what we're looking right now, is the Milky Way, and especially the center of the Milky Way is going up right there in the picture, which is brighter right there right in the horizon, because the center of the Milky Way is going up in the sky, and all that is the Milky Way. But was so bright that the dark spot of the Milky Way were very, you can see it very well. Okay, those dark spots that you're looking at are cloud of gas and dust, very dense, that doesn't let the light of the star behind go through it. So they produce this dark spot in the Milky Way. And our people, our ancestors, they saw constellations, and they call this constellation, and they relate this constellation to animals that they used to see in the daily life. Right now, you can see the Llama constellation. It's an amazing picture. Here we will show you to you. You not can see it now. You will see it. Here we have the head of the constellation, the neck of the constellation, and then you will have the whole body of the constellation. There is the Llama constellation. Actually, the Alpha Centauri is the eye of the Llama. As there you go. There is the head of the constellation. And as you can see, if you see the constellation, and you come to Chile, and if you look in the sky, you never will forget this beautiful ancestor constellation. And if we go a little bit up, even so, we also have another dark constellation. We call it dark constellation, or Andes constellation. You can see what we used to call, the Occidental people, the Western people used to call the cool sack. We found the the how is it, the bird, and we also have a snake constellation, and we have the other animals, the fox constellation, in the whole Milky Way. The Milky Way, for our ancestor, where was a river where all these animals came down to take water. Okay, that is a little bit of arch-astronomy, as George Sweet is telling us. He say, "Wow, that's wonderful. We're talking about arch-astronomy." Actually, that's it. It's called arch-astronomy. But we're sorry, we have to finish this part of the tour, and we have to start to say goodbye. I hope you enjoy this tour. You can see these gorge people, but you can this in this picture we start to see some problem with the light pollution that the light pollution of this of the nearby city are producing in our it's near to the observatories. That's why we are encourage you to 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 save the stars. We're in a fight against the light in Chile. We don't want to lose this amazing sky that we have in Chile in order to continue uh, enjoying these wonders, but also continue the humankind continues to enjoy and learn about the universe. And in that way, we can continue building this telescope in the darkest spot in Chile, in the planet Earth, in order to look this sky, which is a heritage for humankind. That's why we also encourage you to go to our webpage, okay, which is eso.org, organization.org, and there you will be able to find thousands of pictures of the sky of Chile, of the observatory, and also a lot, thousand of videos also, all about um, all about the observatories that ESO in Chile. I think we have some question or some comment that before we say goodbye. One of
Yes, yes, none. We have a few comments here. Well, for example, we have uh, George Swear. He's asking, is there any way to help ESO to protect the night sky from other countries?
Well, the best way to do it is that you post, yes, the program that we have, and that you support us with your just right the way that you're doing right now, and helping us to tell people, tell the world that we need to keep this heritage for everyone in this planet. We are destroying so much our planet. Please do not destroy also our sky. Uh, to look into the sky has tremendous benefits. Dark skies, I mean, to humankind, not only technology or knowledge, but also in health. Light pollution is already knows that is a big problem for human health. Okay, when you don't have the chance to go to dark places for a while to enjoy darkness and to enjoy the light of the star, can produce some problem in your health. You can read about it over internet, and you will find out how the impact of the light pollution in our own bodies, but all not only in us, but also in the animals and the plants. In Chile, we have also recollected information how thousands of animals, for example, birds, birds from the ocean, also turtles and different animals are very have been hurt because the light pollution they get. If you had light in the night, a very important amount of animals in the night, they live in the night, they hunt in the night. So if you put light, they cannot do anything, they get lost and they die. So this is tremendous because it's is affecting to all of that, all of us, not only humans, but also animals, also plants, and the whole planet. So we will thank you very much if you help us to talk about with your friends, talk about that we are in this fight to save our sky, especially the one in the darkest spot in the planet Earth, which is the Atacama Desert. in advance, we thank you very much for to be with us today, and keep in contact with us. Keep following in our web page. There is a lot of information also in Facebook Astronomy in English, Facebook Chile, or ESO Chile in Spanish, ESO Astronomy in English, and also in our YouTube page, you will find all information. If you write to us in our Facebooks, there is a team of people who will answer your question, and we will be very pleased to have all the support that you can give us. So thank you very much, and I don't know if there is um, any other question or
Uh,
comment to
yeah,
just
we
say
have
goodbye.
maybe we have one last question we can answer, and there is also a person um, um with a greeting from San Marino. And yeah, but we have one last question here from Jose Maria is asking, they have in the observatories of ESO any project to monitor the explosion of that star of the T Corona Borealis system that was spoken in 2024?
I don't know if there is any special one. It should be, but I'm myself I'm not aware of it. But it's very easy. If you go to our webpage, you just go to our Finder and find information. But I'm sure there should be some. Okay, but I'm not aware of which one exactly. Okay.
Yeah, but probably this is basically a nova, a periodic
Yes.
nova. So basically, in the Silla observatories, they have some kind of instruments that are then can do a rapid reaction to this kind of events. So basically, when these kind of events are happening on an unexpected way,
Yes.
some of
Yes.
them can
Yes.
react very quickly.
Yes, the best thing to do is to go to our webpage and go and look for it. Okay, there's a finder, an information finder where you can introduce Corona Borealis 2024, and I'm sure you will get some information about it. Well, thank you very much for to be with us today. The time goes by very quickly, and we need to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow in our social media in Facebook and YouTube, and also in our webpage. Thank you very much. Thank you, Farid,
Thank
and
you.
see you next Saturday, same time, uh, around in Chilean time for another virtual a tour to the ESO Observatory. Thank you very much. Bye bye.